All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Rudloff Family Inc. studios. It is called Split Decision. We're here to break you off some MMA news, recap the fights from last week, and of course look forward to the fights this weekend. We got UFC 209, we have Bellator.
It's like when you run through the lineman thing, and it's like
like running through tires, but they're balls. I don't know what just happened right there.
It's like a car wash.
Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Around. Happy Friday, everybody.
We're on an 11 right now. We got some news. We got some really big stories to break off today, actually.
Yeah.
And some bullshit.
And some bullshit. A couple of fights happening this weekend. One tonight, one tomorrow night, which is UFC 209.
Motherfucker missed 12 fights.
And we got a lot of fake news and alternative facts. But before we get to that, we are going to jump into the MMA awards from mymmanews.com.
Yeah, the World MMA Awards were last night at the Venetian in Las Vegas.
Had every intention of watching this.
Every intention.
Did not do it.
Didn't watch any of it.
No.
All right. You got your winners here. You got for the Charles Mask Lewis Fighter of the Year, Conor McGregor.
Really? I mean, it makes it
deservedly so.
Popular vote.
Really?
Probably, and he's got 2 belts right now. Well,
no, he doesn't. He has
he's
one.
holding 2 belts.
Yeah.
He got stripped of the other one.
He still has the belt. He didn't return it.
Hey, like I said.
It's like Ric Flair back in the days, man. The days like, hey, we need that belt back. No.
We're full
I paid the deposit. It's mine now.
We're full of fake news. He's holding 2 belts.
Well, here, okay.
In the 155 and 170.
I'm not going to argue over every single one, but I really feel like Michael Bisping overcoming the odds over 10 years getting a belt is kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah. He's like the fucking Radio and Rudy mix all in one.
And Cody Garbrandt also kind of shocked the world by taking out Dominic Cruz.
Cody Garbrandt got Breakthrough Fighter of the Year.
And that's fine.
So that's where
what I'm saying
totally
is like,
who was the athletic and explosive fighter of the year?
Rashad Evans.
No, that was Michael Page, but he didn't win an award for a Breakthrough Fighter.
No, he won something
Female
else.
Fighter of the Year, Amanda Nunes.
I can't argue against that.
Can't argue really much about that. You have an International Fighter of the Year, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
No.
No?
No.
Your choices are Connor, Joanna Jędrzejczyk,
Or
Michael Bisping.
Jędrzejczyk or Musasi.
Okay.
Literally anybody but
Khabib.
Yeah.
Khabib.
But you have to think this was yesterday, not today.
No, it doesn't matter because he was gone for how many years, and then he came back and he fought. Did he fight twice or once?
He barely fought once.
He apparently, according to Dennis, he never fights.
Never fights.
He's already fought twice this last year.
Twice in the last year, but he was gone since 2014.
16 times.
No. Any other fighter but him, especially with today's news, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Yeah.
Fight of the Year, Cub Swanson, Chuho Choi, which, that was an amazing fight. Your choices were Robbie Lawler Condit, Bisping Anderson Silva. That was fucking horrible. Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz 2, and Michael Chandler against Benson Henderson.
I think the only competition up there is Lawler versus Condit.
I gotta agree with that. And I would say Conor and Nate too.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. It was a good fight.
I was mad with the outcome.
I was mad with the outcome, but it was still a good fight.
It was a good fight for 2 rounds.
Yeah. Knockout of the Year goes to Michael Page over Cyborg Santos for divoting his head.
Oh, yeah.
And
For
crushing his skull.
For sure.
I mean, gotta go that. Submission of the Year is Nate Diaz over Conor McGregor. Woo! Comeback of the Year, Miesha Tate over Holly Holm. Definitely got to give that one. I don't know. Well, I like comeback of the year was Dominic Cruz's career.
I kind of dig that. I like that.
Dan Henderson over Lombard, Nate Diaz over McGregor, and Bisping over Silva. I got to give Miesha Tate, especially because she won that fight
and then retired.
Pretty much. Upset of the year, Michael Bisping over Luke Rockhold. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Sean Tompkins Coach of the Year award goes to John Kavanaugh, which is Conor McGregor's coach.
Not Tavarian?
He's not even nominated, sir. Trainer of the Year, Mike Dolce.
What I call fix. How is Edmund not even nominated and didn't win?
Gym of the Year, American Top Team.
Not Black Zillions. Fix.
Not even in the rankings.
Fix.
Referee of the Year, John McCarthy.
Should always win.
Ring card of the Year, Jenny Arandre.
Oh. Newcomer, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Leading man, Dana White.
Up against what? Scott Coker,
Victor Koo, Mark Ratner, and Jeff Novinsky.
It's just dumb.
Yeah. Best promotion in the UFC. Your options were Bellator MMA.
We already give you all the money, but here's an award.
Best promotion UFC.
These are Stroke Fest awards.
Your option is Bellator MMA 1 championship, KSW, which is in Russia, Legacy. I don't see some of these smaller promotions on there that think they're number 2.
I got to be honest.
Oh, like Katak.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Russia didn't win.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Analyst of
with
the
everything
year.
else going on, I think Russia should have won that.
Analyst of
award.
the year, you got Dominic
Analyst?
Cruz. I'm okay with that.
Dominic Cruz was the
Does a
analyst
great
of
job.
the year.
Analyst.
This is the only time they should have gave it to frickin' what's his name? Who just got fired?
What, Forrest?
Who?
No,
See, like they already forgot who
Goldie?
he is.
They should have given it to Goldie.
should have gave it to
would've
Goldie.
been
He's not an
beautiful.
analyst, though. He's just a commentator.
Oh, I bet he's a good analyst.
Best MMA programming, The
He
Ultimate
has big
Fighter.
hands.
Best media source, MMA Fighting.
How are we not even on there?
That's some bullshit.
That is.
That's the underground.
No, that we're
Actually,
not
no,
on there.
MMA Fighting
That
is
we're
not.
not
That's,
on there.
that's Ara
so-
yeah. How
Hawani's-
is my MMA News not on
That's
there?
Ara Hawani's thing. Ara Hawani
Protest.
gets Best Journalist of the Year.
Protest.
And MMA Clothing Equipment Brand of the Year, Venom.
How are we not up for the podcast of the year again? By the way,
Oh,
Did
we were.
Did we dominate so
No,
hard
we
last
were.
year that they
We
took
were.
us off?
We were. We could talk about this off the mic.
Jumping into some
Moving on
news.
now to snorttees.com.
We have UFC fighter Mark Diakiese.
Sure.
Yeah, Diakiese. Became the first
Diakiese? I don't know.
first UFC fighter to pose for a gay magazine.
This is the one call I wish I would have called back. I didn't know what it was for
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Well, that happens because they want to dodge it, right?
or something.
They want all three of us in a
all three of
pictorial?
us.
Yes.
For the
He recently-
what, dad bod issue?
He
Sure.
recently posted, I like the idea that as
Special
people,
dad bod centerfold.
we are all
Whatever,
one.
fuck off, man.
So
think it
he
said
posed
something-
for Gay Times magazine.
It was going to be like a bear and two otters. They were going to put us in like a
Fucking nature issue.
nature.
He
issue.
comes out of
a
the
seal. I don't know what you
Doncaster,
you
England.
mean.
Did you blow a seal?
He will be fighting
no, I just
March
made an ice cream.
18th at UFC Fight Night 107.
Dodge is so professional right now.
Dan Hardy got threatened by legal action by Bellator.
He jumped through that whole article.
That's kind of fucked up. First off, good for him. Good for the
for him,
magazine. He's not the first person to pose for a gay magazine, but the first UFC fighter
Correct.
to pose for a gay magazine.
Right.
There was
Italian.
an athlete, an Italian athlete, I believe, a couple years ago that did it. So,
I think he had like 3 fights, his entire
and
record.
he never, I don't think he fought again.
No.
After that, so whatever.
Dan Hardy's getting threatened with legal action by Bellator for his tweet during the Bellator 170 main event. He tweeted, the Bellator 170 main event is more choreographed than a Britney Spears music video. Shame, it could have been a fun fight. Scott Coker made it clear that their Viacom's legal department was reaching out to figure out what they could do if they can get involved with anybody accusing them of having a fixed fight. The tweet was later deleted. He went on, did an interview with MMA Junkie, and he said, look, he's like, I made my stance clear. I put out a very flippant tweet. Sometimes I forget I'm a UFC analyst, and I think I'm just an MMA fan. My first gut instinct was stupid and funny to get a reaction. He's like, I was disappointed in Chael's performance. Bottom line, I went on Ari Hawani's show. I mentioned, and on a couple others, and I discussed it. I made my point clear. I think Bellator knows I wasn't attacking them directly. I don't think they had any kind of involvement. Personally, I feel it falls on Chael because he didn't show up to fight. He's like, I was disappointed in Tito as well. He got the win. But I was disappointed that Chael didn't give him the fight he showed up for. Tito did look in good shape. The other thing that frustrates me is they have so much talent on their roster. Why are we watching these old relics battle it out in the main events? I want to see talented fighters that they've already got competing.
Well, we've already established the Masters division gets money, but also at the same time, with this tweet and then the backlash from it.
I mean, he wasn't the only one. A lot of
No,
people.
of course he wasn't. So what does Bellator have to gain by going after people instead of just letting it go? Like if you know it's not a fixed fight,
Right.
If you're Scott Coker, you know it's not a fixed fight. Then you just laugh it off like, ha, it's funny, wasn't, but have a good day. But then when you start going after people, make them delete their tweets and remove their opinions and stuff like that, then it makes conspiracy theorists, like,
Yeah.
well, wait a
I'm
second,
sure they didn't talk to Russians either. So
are you?
Nobody. I don't know
Are
if you
you?
paid attention. Nobody has ever talked to the Russians ever.
That's where we got some of our news today.
Could have been Khabib's cousin. I don't know. I'm not saying it was. I'm just throwing it out there.
Tom Lawler is accepted his 2-year suspension after testing positive for a prohibited substance. He tested positive for ostarine following out a competition urine test conducted last October. He is now on a 2-year suspension.
This is filthy Tom Lawler.
Filthy Tom Lawler.
He's finally filthy.
He's finally filthy. He's going to go back to pro wrestling. I mean, that's what he's been doing in his off time anyway.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Good for him. I want to see him fight Matt Riddle because Matt Riddle is an awesome pro wrestler now.
Beautiful. Are they both on the off circuits?
Yes.
Cool. Let's do that. Let's make that happen, Vince.
Matt Riddle actually uses the twister as his like finishing move.
I love it.
It's pretty awesome.
Come on, Hunter.
They set up
Let's
the
go.
twister?
Stephanie,
Yeah.
let's roll.
Just puts dots on there, runs around putting paint.
They're fucking.
It's just
Right as he's out, they fucking roll it out.
Yeah.
no. It's just that's just what the mat is.
That's what I'm gonna put you in.
the wrestling mat is just that. That's it. You wrestle. Yeah. There's just more colors like gold and pink.
UFC 208. We had Jermaine Durandame defeat Holly Holm for the first ever
You're not even doing it right.
UFC women's
No!
featherweight title. Arizona State, man.
What is this?
Arizona State.
Painful is what that is.
The fucking.
Spocker.
The Spocker, yes.
Holly Holmes camp officially appealed the decision to
That's
the
the Spocker. If you didn't,
The
know.
Nevada State Athletic Commission officially appealed. They have, however, denied her request.
Really.
Yep. After reviewing footage of the bout, they determined there was no clear error or violation of statute of the rule of the referee. Therefore, was no scoring outcome of the bout will not be modified. We respect the decision.
Does that add another
They
loss
were-
onto her record then?
No, they don't get 2 losses.
Well, she lost the appeal though.
Yeah.
But
Instead, her manager says that, or her agent says, we will respect the decision. However, we are going to seek a rematch.
okay.
Do you want to see that fight again?
I would watch that fight again. Yes.
Yeah.
You're getting it.
See?
Just
Spreading it.
just as much as like we're
Patient
watching.
Zero over here is killing us all.
Oh shit! Just as much as we're gonna watch, Thompson and Woodley again tomorrow night. Maybe Durandame and Holm wasn't quite at that caliber, but I would definitely watch it again.
Okay.
As a fan, I think it was a good fight.
How about you, Dan?
I would watch it.
Yeah, I want you.
Yeah, I like it.
We have
Like it a lot.
Cub Swanson. Our team Lobov was initially announced as the main event for UFC Fight Night 108, April 22nd in Nashville.
Real quick, did you see the video of Forrest Griffin in UFC headquarters like fucking with the matchmaking?
No.
And like moving stuff around?
No, I gotta find that.
I guess the joke was that it's just a joke, people, that he moved Cub Swanson and Artem Lobov to fight each other, even though it wasn't supposed to be like that.
And they were
just
like,
left it, and
"Oh, that's
nobody
good."
noticed. Yeah, let's do that.
Except for pretty much everybody was like, "Meh, it's not really a main event. I mean, we'll take the fight; it's a good fight, but it's not a main event."
Right.
So the main event now for UFC Fight Night 108 is going to be Damian Maia against Jorge Masvidal. I like that fight.
Well-
Are you upset that Maia is not getting his title shot?
A lot of people are upset that Maia's not getting his title shot.
That he should be waiting for the winner of Woodley Thompson?
But maybe he doesn't want to wait. I'm not going to put that on him. And somebody came out just recently. Well, I don't even know if it was definitely this week. I don't know who it was. That said that the UFC just does not appreciate Damian Maia's style and doesn't want to put him in a main event because
Yep.
he's
Tyron Woodley commented on it, said, the fans have a lot more to do with matchmaking than they think, and a lot of fans were not impressed with Damian Maia getting possibly a title shot. They're not interested in watching his fights as much because, again, they don't appreciate his skill set, and that it's possible that people wanted to see Woodley Thompson again. So
What's
what we got
disappointing
pushed.
about that is us being fight fans. Yeah, we like the action, but we've been fight fans for a very long time. And as much shit as we talk about Damian Maia and him being a backpack, we can
is a
still
backpack.
appreciate his skill set. And that if
His
and
backpack skill set.
But what do we say? What do we say? Fucking earn it, defend it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If you get mad about something, defend it, earn it.
So if you can't fight off a backpack, that's your fucking fault. If a backpack gets a belt, I've seen backpacks with belts.
I
they
don't
strap
know
to the
though. What if
front,
that backpack's like a squid?
Take that backpack and you pull it in half,
and then wait, what?
and then it just falls open.
The zipper's kind of undone, and then everything falls out of it.
Yeah, and you don't have a backpack.
I don't want to see anything fall out
Are
of
we
Damian
still talking
Maia.
about a backpack? Because I like to rip the zipper open, pull it in half.
I want the backpack with the belt.
Yeah.
That's a fanny pack.
No, man, it's a full-on backpack.
You've
It's
gone full
it's got
dad.
yes.
Or cop.
It's got the straps, and then it's got the
What,
belt in
do you
front.
wear it to the side though?
Not at all.
Always in the front, or is it in the back?
No, it's in the back and the
it's
straps in the
and,
front.
and then you spin it around to pull the stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chapstick and a 357. That's what it
And a
is.
disposable camera. Do they still make those?
They actually do. You can get them at most tourist resorts.
So what do you think? You taking Maia or Masvidal?
I can't root against Maia at this point. He's proven his backpack skills to be just like he rolls a 20 every time, man.
But he never fought on the street like Masvidal.
True.
Like, you think he's above Yoda? at this point? Or?
Ooh,
Of
that would
backpack
be
status?
the backpack match of the century.
Right.
Because Yoda's
I'm
only
making that poster. I got to figure out how I'm going to make that poster.
well, Yoda only was a backpack
Ultimate
to one
Backpack
person.
Championship.
Maya's been the backpack to multiple people. You know?
Put on by Jansport.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like the movie fucking 8 Seconds, but starring Damien Maya every single time.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
And then we move on to today's
Biggest news of
sad
today.
news.
Khabib Nurmagomedov went to the hospital this morning having issues cutting weight. He has been treated. He was discharged. However, the medical staff that is with the OC and the Athletic Commission would not clear him to even weigh in to fight. So this bout is officially canceled. Tony Ferguson did weigh in. He will be collecting his show money.
Yeah.
He was admitted for discharge.
No, he was admitted for having trouble making. He was having weight cut issues. He has been discharged from the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Joe Rogan made an ominous tweet saying dehydrating yourself for 24 hours before a weigh-in is not a good idea. And those all came out after the rumors were circulating.
News was circulating this morning. We were talking about it through our text messages and things like that. Apparently, his father told a Russian news source that that he was having trouble making weight and that he was going to be going to the hospital 3 hours before the weigh-ins. That news started circulating amongst other news.
That guy
he was
he
a
reported
UFC
it to Sessions, and then Sessions had a
Who was a UFC ambassador.
press debate about it. So
Tony
but
Ferguson,
he's been
classy
cool about it. Yeah.
Classy as all hell. Says, "I hope you feel better, Khabib. I pray for your recovery. I mean it. Get better."
I got money, didn't have to fight.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of people that tried to step up. I guess Eddie Alvarez offered to step
I think
up.
so many
They even
people
talked
do it.
about Michael Johnson stepping
Michael
up.
Johnson was there, supposedly did talk to the commission, but
And then there was
They
Venata
cannot.
was there too and was willing to do it.
It's going to be pretty hard for guys to just jump right in the day
I know.
before the fight.
Did you see the one where they said that they're actually going to leave the scale here to like 325?
See if he can come back?
See if somebody could come in and weigh in.
I
Really?
mean, they would.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
Because I guess once it's calibrated and it sits there,
It sits there, yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody
they can't
touches
touch it.
But I mean, we've talked about this before, where you have guys that pull out of fights and this. If you had a guy that was on the fight card, ready to fight in another fight, that's easily exchangeable. We can move you to a different fighter.
Absolutely.
As long as you're within certain rankings. Is
Yeah,
what
and
they
they've done
talk
that
about.
before.
And they've done that before. The guys have pulled out of fights. Oh, this guy's going to step up. The other guy at the bottom, sorry, you
Well, no,
lost
they
the
had
fight.
coffee shop boys step up.
I mean, we had what's his name? The fight we went to see T.J. Dillashaw.
yeah.
You know, we instead the other guy stepped up. Remember the Sacramento card? He was on the undercard. He stepped up for the
that's
championship
right.
fight.
Yeah.
Got his ass beat, but I mean, Joe Soto, right? Was it
Yeah.
Joe Soto?
Yeah, and then
why
I mean-
wouldn't he step? He's already scheduled for that fight night for the same weight class. You might as well step up.
So
and get a title
my
shot.
question then is, don't get me wrong, I get it. If you're already training to fight, you're already on the fight card, and you're already being under testing by USADA and all that
Yep.
stuff, then go ahead and step up.
I wanna fight.
But here's my question about somebody like Eddie Alvarez or Venata or who else did you say?
Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson, who says they're there and they're ready to go. They're still being tested by USADA because
Yes.
they're active fighters.
Yes.
But they're
Right.
not in competition testing? Is that maybe what
Right.
the issue
They're
is?
not in competition testing,
Right.
and they're not. They'd have to go to get cleared medically to fight for the next day. They have to make
Okay.
weight. They have to get cleared medically. They have to have in competition testing. They're not. They're out of competition
Gotcha.
testing. So
Okay.
if they had a fight coming up a week from now, maybe they're on the next card, and it was like a couple days. It might be a possibility, but they can't just be like, "Hey, I'm here today. Can I
Gotcha.
fight tomorrow?" No, that's not how
So,
this works. I
we
mean,
live-
it's good for safety reasons. Like,
Yeah.
of course, we want to see fights. Yeah, you come here. It's not like the old days where it's like, we had a guy pull out. You want to fight tonight?
I don't know, and that's the thing too. I don't know if I'd want to see Eddie Alvarez stepping on a day's notice. I don't know if I'd want to see Venata stepping on a day's notice.
And
or
do you
Michael
think it should be
Johnson stepping on a
if they
day's
did?
notice.
Do you think it should be for the title?
I don't
mean,
think
this
it-
is
I
for
don't
the
think it would
this
be
is
for
for
the
the
title either
for
way.
the interim belt, right? This was supposed to be because Conor
Right.
McGregor's not coming back till May.
Yeah.
So these guys were going to be fighting for the interim belt.
The fact that we're having an interim belt 2 months before Conor comes back is stupid. But moving on from there, now Conor looks like he's a fucking prophet. I fucking told you.
The other big news to come out this week, we had talked about this last
I was going to
week.
say, speaking of USADA testing,
We had talked about this last week that it is official. George St. Pierre will be a middleweight and will fight Michael Bisping for the middleweight title. A place and date have not been set. In fact, there is a press conference going on, I think, right now or in an
Right.
hour. You
Right.
can watch it live.
ahead of 209. Which sucks for people fighting on 209, like GSP is back. So everybody fighting on 209 is completely overshadowed.
You know, and I read somewhere on one of the forums or one of the, they're like, this is bullshit. They're like, they skipped over Yoel Romero, that they were building that fight up, which I understand. Obviously, Bisping wants the payday. We get that.
Yeah.
But the thing that I don't understand is, like, GSP was running from middleweights back when he was the 175. Yeah, he also said he wanted to take 2 years off if he was going to go to middleweight, because he's not going to just jump weights like some of these other fighters. I mean, obviously you have Anderson Silva, you have BJ Penn.
Yeah.
He wanted to bulk up naturally. He didn't want to be like, yeah, I'm technically a 170 fighter. I'll fight at 185.
Yeah.
He wanted to do, and he had. I mean, he's been bulking up outside of the UFC.
Which takes me back to Dana White's tweet about possibly him fighting at 155. What the fuck? Like, can we have more smoke and mirrors?
I think it's more because this is what I think happens with Dana White is. It'd be like if I told you, hey, man, I want to come back and fight. I can fight anywhere between 155 and 170 to 185. 185 is probably where I'm comfortable. You're going to tweet, he's going to fight in all weight classes, because that's going to sell.
Right.
That's what people want to hear. That's what people want to see.
And then you have a possibility of him fighting Conor McGregor.
Right. You know what I mean? So people just look at that. They're not actually looking what he said. And he's like, how much do you weigh right now? Oh, I weigh 190. Cool. 155, right? That's what you said a minute ago? Yeah, and like a year from now, like,
right.
Cool. I'm going to tell everybody you're good for that.
Just excited to have him back.
Yeah. How do you think that fight goes? GSP or Bisping?
Well, here's the thing.
Which judges? England judges?
Oh, we're doing this in Vegas.
But are we bringing in judges from England?
No,
of course
absolutely not. No home cooking there for Bisping.
I got GSP.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I was going to say.
By decision.
For sure.
If
Possibly TKO in the late, but I would say decision.
If, in fantasy world here, if he was going to fight somebody like Conor McGregor, who we've seen evolve and erupt over the last couple of years while he's been out, I would be concerned for his well-being. He's fighting somebody who's been in the game almost as long as he has.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bisping's been in the UFC for 10-plus years now, and GSP's been in the UFC for, if you add in the years he's been out, for like 13-plus years. So these guys are operating on the same skill set of a decade ago of UFC style fighting, versus we see this happen constantly with the changing of the guards and how these guys will adapt their styles and change their styles, and all of a sudden the old guard gives over to the new guard when we have these new champs, when we have Tyron Woodley, when we have Stephen Thompson, when we have these guys who just have a different game plan, Conor McGregor, things like that. But because GSP is fighting somebody from the old school just like he is, I think this heavily favors GSP.
Yeah.
And it heavily favors a guy who doesn't do shit on the ground against a guy who has like a 90% takedown rating.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at some of the stats here. Obviously GSP has the reach advantage, 76 over 72.
That's surprising to me, actually.
The takedown defense, you have GSP has an 85%, whereas Bisping has a 65%.
A lot of green on the left.
Yeah, you got
because Bisping's not a real champ.
Well, Bisping's not going to go for
takedown accuracy. You got George St. Pierre at 74%. You got Bisping at 43%.
Let's be real here. Bisping's not going for a takedown. He's going to be a points fighter in this fight. He's going to be a smart.
You got head power accuracy. I mean,
British
you got
points
a
fighter.
lot of things.
But the problem is he hasn't faced somebody like. I'm not taking into account the ring rust here. If I'm looking at GSP from when he left, this guy he can points fight just as good as you can standing up.
Yep.
But he's going to take you down.
And I like how also Pig Rig made this comment today that he broke GSP, and it's dumb for him to come back because he exposed GSP. That's his rule. That's his
not
analysis.
against someone like Michael Bisping.
I was like, really?
This is going to be GSP's first finish in a long time.
Well, not only that, but Pig Rig, did you actually beat GSP?
No, he was 70%.
Twice you lost.
No, but the way he figured it out, remember? In his statistics that he had going on.
Right. He got him in the takedown in the first one, but he got me on the takedown in the third one. Those cancel out, but I got a half takedown in that third round.
There's no such thing
so
as
that
a
counts.
half takedown, Pig Rig.
But he got up and I got up, and then I hit him that one time and he took a knee, but then he got back up and I kind of fell backwards, but that doesn't count because the knee's moored onto the ground. Like, shut up, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Worry about making weight. Worry about your own weight class. Now they're in the same weight class again.
Same weight class again. So we'll see.
We'll see if Pig Rig wants to work his way back up.
No, I don't see this favoring Bisping really at all. I see GSP going for the takedown.
Other than possible ring rust, but you got
Anderson
guys
Silva.
that come back like Dominic Cruz who prove that ring rust is all in your head. Because he came back and dominated that first fight, and then his body broke down again.
And GSP has aliens. Aliens on his side, man. Yeah.
So we had Bellator 173 that was going on. Last time we were talking, they had the Ireland card. Liam McGreary did defeat Brett McDermott. TKO, Dr. Stoppage in the second round. This is at a catch weight at 217.
Catch me outside weight.
We have Bellator 174 going down tonight live on Spike TV. Your main event, Marlos Conan going up against Julia Budd for the women's featherweight I believe vacant title. Yeah, vacant title. The
Heavily
inaugural.
favoring Marlos Conan. in this
I am
fight.
taking Julia Budd.
All right.
$20.
No.
Just 'cause
Burrito.
Brandon likes some good bud.
Burrito.
Burrito it is.
Burrito.
The old
Fine.
bet. I still believe you owe me like 6 or 7
I'll hit the
burritos.
taco truck up next time I come to the podcast.
Just get a bag of them.
You can just enjoy like a huge taco truck burrito while we all sit
If
here.
he gets you a bag of anything, it's not going to be burritos.
Oh. It's gonna be Dick-ritos.
I just think Marlos Conan's lost a step, man.
Think so?
Yep, and I think Julia Budd's on a nice little tear.
Time will tell on this one. It's happening tonight, so make sure you tune in and check it out. Demi Lovato's dad is fighting also up against Charles Hackman. If you wanna
Cody
watch that.
Pfister's down there on the preliminary card.
Yep,
It's
and I also
quite
like the
good.
Alexis DeFrance going up against Gabriel Holloway. I think that's a great fight.
Cool.
And then also in that same division on Spike.com.
Speaking of Demi Lovato, when are we going to see her in Invicta?
I don't think she's actually signed with anything. She just wants to fight.
She wants to fight this one. We'll see that happen.
She should date Chris Brown.
We have your UFC 209.
He's 1-0 right now.
I'm just saying he could probably set her up with a fight.
Yeah, with him in a limo or a Lamborghini. He's 1-0 in the Intergender Champions division, so that's fine. Jumping on to your UFC 209 prelim Fight Pass card, Albert Morales is taking on Andre
Suka Muhammad.
Yeah, fucking do that one.
Suka Muhammad.
Amanda Cooper jumps on against Cynthia Cavallo and
Cavillo.
Sir,
Cavillo.
Tyson Pedro taking on Paul Craig.
Probably Calvillo.
Sure, I'm sure it is.
I can't click it, so I couldn't tell you how to pronounce it.
Then jumping on to Fox Sports 1, this is your prelims for UFC 209 that you can watch for free.
Mike Godbeer,
Taking on Daniel Spitz.
who is replacing Todd Duffy.
Yeah, on late notice, so I'm going with Godbeer on this
Yeah,
one.
nobody likes the spits.
No. And everybody likes Godbeer.
Yeah.
Beer from the gods. Yuri Alcantara taking on Luke Sanders.
I got Alcantara.
I'm taking Sanders.
Alcantara on this
I
one
love
as
his
well.
uncle's chicken.
This is true. This is true. And Josh likes Bernie. Then Mirsad Bektik.
Lord and Savior.
Mirsad Bektik going on against Darren Elkins.
I got Elkins in this.
I think I'm going to go with Bektik on this one.
All right.
And then Marcin Tybura.
Fucking Terrell Powell.
Against Luis Enrique.
Enrique. I thought Luis Enrique had two other names. I guess not.
He maybe shortened him.
Maybe. I'll take Luis Enrique on this one.
Nope.
No?
Is it Luisandro Henriquez?
Oh, he does. There it is. Luis Enrique Barbosa de Oliveira.
Oh, there you go.
His
I
Luis
fucking
Enrique.
knew it. I fucking knew it.
Shorten it up.
Shorten it up.
Jumping on your main card here.
That,
This
you know why? I think he does technical service for an internet group, so they shortened it
Oh, got it.
to ISP.
to Lewis.
Your main card, which is UFC 209.
Dream.
With nobody from the 209 on it. Such a bummer. Alistair Overeem taking on Mark Hunt, who weighed in at a 265 even.
I'll take Mark Hunt.
Yes.
Even though he was
Yes.
forced to take this fight,
I'll take Mark Hunt.
Mark Hunt wants to prove a point. He's angry.
This is a fight that should happen in Pride.
In Pride against Ubereem, who would you have?
That's still. You know what? I think
Ubereem was swole.
it should have been. It should have been a Pride fight, and then you should have had a K1 fight because both of them fought in K1 in the same tournament, and I think that would have been amazing.
I see him.
He has fought Ubereem once, and he lost his submission. Of
So
course,
Ubereem?
yeah,
Ubereem can sub people?
yeah. It's Mark Hunt. For a while, everybody could sub.
I'm sorry, it's a fucking Americana, of course. It's like his goddamn kryptonite.
Yeah.
It's like fucking garlic breath, the Mark
That was
Hunt.
back in
Oh,
Dream.
God,
That was
no.
back in Dream
An
in
Americana.
2008. Dream in 2008.
Fuck, man.
If he can, I see Reem pushing him to the cage and doing what he did to Lesnar and just doing nothing but knees to his gut.
And that's not going to happen. I think that Reem is going to get knocked out. And I like Overeem a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I just think Mark Hunt's going to knock him out. His chin is still there. His head's concrete. I mean, it's a little crumbly. He has gotten knocked down. But every time he's gotten knocked out...
His head's susceptible to kicks.
But every time he's gotten knocked down, he's still fighting while the ref is like, hey, the fight's over, dude. And he's like, damn it. Whereas Reem gets knocked out, he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Reem,
You don't have a choice when you get knocked out. You are either one of those movers or you're
But
you
that's the thing
mannequin.
is Hunt still gets back up and he's like, God damn it, I just couldn't get up. Whereas Overeem's like,
Yeah. and you say kicks. He is susceptible to kicks, but the thing is, Reem throws knees, not kicks.
Yeah.
Right.
So he has to be able to get Mark Hunt in the clinch to get those knees up there. I don't see it happening. I'm with Dodge on this one. I'm going with Mark Hunt.
all right.
Lando Calrissian is taking on David T.
Yes.
I'm not sure to go with here.
Where are they parking the Millennium Falcon?
On the roof.
On the roof.
On the back of the arena when they when they're hiding from the Empire.
All you nerds following along, that was for you.
I like that joke. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that one.
I know.
And the,
Yeah, Eric, just so you know, I'm not even fucking trying anymore with the
Yeah.
names. Rashad Evans is going up against Dan Kelly.
I actually think I might take Kelly in this fight.
I'm going to take Kelly in this fight.
Rashad's got something weird going on with his brain that he said was normal and pre-existing.
He was denied
it's like
at
a
least
dent
2
in the
licenses,
skull, right?
I don't know what it is.
He was denied 2 licenses. He finally got one for 209, cried about it, and then he's fighting.
Oh, don't say it like that. He cried about it. It was tears of joy.
It's still crying is crying.
Your main events,
I cry all the time. Fuck
since
it,
your
man.
co-main is
I'm
gone,
kind of crying right now. I have a little water coming out of my eye.
Tyrone Woodley, your champion, going up against Stephen Thompson in a rematch. Who do you got?
Who wins this time? I
got Thompson.
I think Tyrone is pissed, and he wants to come out and destroy Stephen
Yeah.
Thompson. But the way Stephen Thompson fights is so frustrating and so confusing, and also how calm he's been about this entire thing.
Yep.
I kind of think that Tyron's going to come out, and he's going to go for these big shots. He's going to go for what he knows. He's going to go for his wrestling.
He's going to tire himself out.
He's going to tire himself out,
Yeah.
and Stephen Thompson is going to frustrate
Stephen
him.
Thompson said recently when he was stuck in the guillotine in the last fight, he just thought to himself, and he said he actually said it out loud, and he doesn't know if Tyrone heard him, like, I came to fight, and these people came to see me fight. I don't need to, I'm not going to tap out. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to see what happens. He's all, and I could feel Woodley's arms start to give, like he started tiring himself out, and I was like, oh, time to go. Like, and pulled himself out of the guillotine.
And I see this a lot like the last one. I see Tyron coming out very strong in the
Yep.
first and second, Stephen Thompson using his footwork, and then once the third rolls around, if he survives
I think it
that
just
long,
goes
then
towards
it just
Thompson.
goes towards Thompson.
I
It's gonna be
think
3-2.
it's done by the second. I don't know which way. I think that both these guys want to
want it.
finish, and you're either going to see this would be the first time Thompson's been knocked out, right?
If he gets knocked out.
If he gets knocked out, or you're going to see Woodley put himself in a weird place and get submitted. But I think it's done by the second.
I can't make a final decision on this, but I will say it's going to be Woodley in the second, or it's going to be Thompson by decision. That's my call on it.
All right.
I don't know. I could flip a coin. That's all I can figure out.
See, I just don't. I think most of the shit that these guys have heard is that how long the fight went and that they were so timid to take each other on, and really it was respect.
Oh, yeah.
It was big. It was big time respect. You know.
It was a great fight.
And
Great fight.
and this is why when I called Tyron taking out Lawler, because they both have a similar game plan when they come into that cage and they go up against each other.
Just
when they
whoever
go up
can get
against
there
their opponent.
faster.
Exactly, and I knowing Lawler's chin and knowing Tyron's hands,
Yeah.
I just thought that maybe it was going to go in favor of Tyron. But also the way that Tyron fights, I can just see Thompson really frustrating him and this going the distance all the way. I guess if you put a gun to my head, I'm going Thompson decision.
I'm going Thompson.
Oh, Woodley by knockout.
All right.
All right.
Entirely possible.
It is.
And Dodge has the awesome background on his computer once again. We thank you for listening. Of course, check out our sponsors, mymmanews.com. They do this 24/7. We do it once a week. So for breaking news, follow them anywhere you can follow them. Also, strongboardbalance.com. Change the way you work out. Get on board. Strongboardbalance.com. Check out their Instagram, too, for your chance to win your very own Strong Orange.
And we got a board down at MMA Gold now. We should be getting pictures sometime this weekend.
What about
training with it?
MMA
Yeah.
Pink?
I don't know.
Do we have one from them?
Well, they're part of MMA Gold. I guess it's the women fighters. It'd be like Aspen and Yo-Yo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Then.
they're going to beat
Yeah.
your ass.
Now I'm going to get beat
No,
up.
if we can get Aspen up here to put you in a chokehold, that'd be awesome.
Man, not again.
Make it happen, Dave.
Not again.
Because I, unlike your radio station guy, I don't care if you pass out
Yeah,
here.
it's just liability, man. Liability. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at SD_MMA, on Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast. Our website, splitdecisionmma.com. And of course, anywhere podcasts are broadcast. From the Rudloff Family Inc. studios, it is Bueller and Dodge saying, have a good night. We'll see you at the fight.